Live from somewhere you're not, it's KPBC News. With your lead anchor, Anchor Cat. I'm Anchor Cat, and these stories are the ones our corporate underwriters have given us permission to show you. In our top story, former rapist and ex-reality TV game show host Donald Trump assured his supporters that despite his current legal troubles, he's confident he can oversee a campaign next year that will deliver him a historic third popular vote loss, even from prison or in foreign exile. We'll ask our legal experts whether his theory holds water this weekend during our roundtable discussion. In our next story, Representative George Santos was officially arrested and indicted on multiple felony counts stemming from allegations that he illegally used campaign funds for personal expenses, among other very serious allegations. While Mr. Santos is likely to face some stiff legal consequences, pretend Speaker of the House Kevin McCarthy issued a statement saying that he hopes Katara Ravache will consider serving Santos' time in Congress for him. We'll ask someone from Mr. McCarthy's office about that in our next hour. It's time now for the Wall Street Beat with Gus Flapjack. Gus, what's going on in the business world this week?
Well, it's been quite a week so far, Anchor Cat. I can certainly tell you that much.
Wow, that's one heck of a scoop, Gus. What's the merger? Who's involved?
Word is that paper towel manufacturer Bounty is in talks to acquire the right-wing publication The Daily Wire, including host Ben Shapiro. Apparently, they think it's possible to study Shapiro's unique drying capabilities to develop a paper towel so strong it can clean up the wettest mess and leave it completely, utterly, embarrassingly dry.
Whoa, that is quite a merger. If it happens, thanks for the update, Gus. We'll see you tomorrow night, and we'll be right back after this word from our sponsors. You're having a pretty good day, aren't you? Well, you might not be after we tell you that someone, somewhere, doesn't like you. And even worse, they're talking all kinds of crap about you. Don't you wish there was a way for you to know who was talking about you, when, and about what? Well, boy, do we have a great offer for you then. Sign up to join the NSA and you'll never be out of the loop again. Previously on Dude Fucking. Dude. Fucking. At a press conference today, members of the Republican caucus claimed to have evidence that directly links Hunter Biden's laptop to a scandal Marjorie Taylor Greene called, quote, much more worser, unquote, than anything President Donald Trump did in office. We take you now to Hill reporter Tad Tittlesby, who was there for the presser. Tad?
That's right, Anchor Cat. I was here for a rather interesting press conference held by Representatives James Comer, Matt Gaetz, Lauren Boebert, and Marjorie Taylor Greene. Sources are telling me this is significant in and of itself because with those 4 congressional representatives there, it brought the combined total IQ of everyone giving the press conference to a total of 5, besting the previous record held by Republicans in the House.
So what was it that they said was so important and is such a national scandal, Tad?
Comer and Greene claim they have a source given to them by Tucker Carlson who will testify that Hunter Biden's laptop contained all the information on Benghazi that Hillary Clinton tried to delete from her personal email server.
Did they provide you and the other reporters there with the actual evidence to back their claims up, Tad?
No. Republican politicians don't like to do that because they feel the accusation they're making is all the evidence they need. But in this case, Greene specifically told us that they're waiting for former President Barack Obama to provide them with his tan suit so they can check all the pockets in it. We'll keep tabs on this story and let everyone know when we have an update. From the nation's capital, I'm Tad Tittlesby. Back to you, Anchor Cat.
Thanks. In our next story, we head to Lamplight, Michigan, where reporter Skip Tumaloo is on the scene. Skip tells us that a local man is there causing quite a commotion with the folks in town.
Skip.
That's right, AC. I'm here in Lamplight, Michigan, and I just got done speaking with local man Gary Kazoo Lee. Mr. Kazoo Lee tells us that he's been getting all kinds of attention from the people he encounters in his day-to-day life here. According to Gary, most of the attention is positive, and he doesn't get a lot of grief from people, but even the people he has a positive interaction with seem really confused when they begin speaking with him. A few weeks back, the town council here in Lamplight held a meeting on whether to pass any new regulations on clinics that provide abortion services. During a public comment section, Gary made local headlines when he said that he personally doesn't have an opinion on abortion because he doesn't have a uterus. Since that meeting, Gary says that people he meets are just floored that he's a single, white male and doesn't have any desire to force his opinions about abortion on the women in his life. I asked Gary why he feels this way this afternoon.
I don't know, I just figured it's her vagina, not mine.
Well, as you can see, Anchor Cat, here in Michigan, you just never know what will happen next. Back to you in the studio.
Thanks for that report, Skip. We're going to take a quick break and be right back with more news.
Here's the thing, and I know that I might get canceled for this or whatever, but I don't care, okay? I just don't care if I get canceled for saying this next thing, alright? So let me just say it flat out. If you're gonna go to Oregon and you do not visit at least 2 different breweries and 3 different Artisan G shops, they will run you the hell right out of town on a rail. And I don't friggin' blame them, okay? It's just my opinion. Zoomy.
Welcome back. Reportedly, things are getting tense between former President Trump and his First Lady after a grand jury held the alleged billionaire liable for sexually assaulting and defaming author E. Jean Carroll. Apparently, Ivanka Trump is livid that she endured Donald's sexual assaults for years, and sharing his last name her entire life is something she thinks has contributed to her own defamation. Ivanka is reportedly most upset that Ms. Carroll will get $5 million directly from her father, while she had to get her money from Chinese copyrights and Saudi oil barons. There is so far no word on whether Ivanka will take any legal action against her father or simply take it out on him in the bedroom, but sources say she's not too keen on giving him things he likes at the moment. We will keep you updated as this story develops. In our next story, we take you out to Valle de Chingadores, California, a city in Congressman Darrell Issa's district. There, a local man, Antonio Silva, has been trying to get in contact with Issa for quite some time, but has not been able to reach his congressman. Joining us now is Mr. Silva. Mr. Silva, thanks for joining us.
My pleasure, Anchor Cat.
Mr. Silva, why have you been trying to reach Congressman Issa?
Honestly, I just have a real quick question for him about some federal earmarks. I run a construction company, and I was hoping Congressman Issa could help my company get a contract to repair some of the infrastructure in our town, using funds from Biden's Build Back Better initiative.
And you've called the congressman's office?
Oh, most definitely. Several times, actually. I've never been able to get him on the phone.
Did you get any reason for that from his staff?
Yeah, I did.
And what is it that they told you?
That he's a busy man, and most of his schedule is taken up with spewing conspiracy theories on Fox News. And when he's not doing that, he's almost always spit-shining Donald Trump staying down in Florida.
Well, hopefully you're able to find him and get a hold of him soon, Mr. Silva.
I've considered contacting him on Facebook and tipping him off that there's a warehouse here in town that he could burn down for insurance money. So hopefully that draws him out. Knowing how much he loves burning warehouses for insurance money and all. After that, my last Hail Mary is to call his office and tell whomever answers that my name is Benjamin Gossi, and I have information on Hillary Clinton's stand-down order.
We'll keep in contact with Mr. Silva and update you if and when he ever gets a hold of Congressman Issa. We'll be right back. Don't go away.
Well, look at you, you little bitch. You're eating some other burger chain's shitty-ass burger instead of making a beeline right into your local a-hole and getting your lips around one of our new Philly cheesesteak nacho cheese Wagyu pulled pork gravy burgers. It's a free country, but wouldn't it have been easier for you to just put on a shirt that said, "I'm a fucking idiot, pal"? The a-hole. Because nothing washes a burger down like aggressive, toxic masculinity. And you know you like it that way. House Republicans claim to have found Hunter Biden's real birth certificate, and it reveals he changed his name from Hunter Benghazi. We'll take a look at any evidence they fabricated at 11. It's time again for the Entertainment Minute with our own Gil Fishman. What's new in showbiz today, Gil?
It seems everyone is really excited about a new rumor floating around that nearly all major streaming services are going to merge into one massive entertainment company where no matter what it is you watch, you're watching content owned by a single, faceless corporate behemoth.
Wow, Gil, that sounds exciting.
It really is, especially if you're a fan of mass consumerism's influence on art. There is one roadblock holding up the deal, though.
Oh yeah? What's that, Gil?
Lawyers are trying to figure out if there's even anything left to buy that Disney doesn't already own.
We should take this time to let our viewers know that Donald Duck is our CEO in the interest of full transparency. We'll catch up with you again tomorrow, Gil. In our next story, a judge has ruled that Donald Trump can in fact be sworn in as president if he manages to win in next year's election. However, he would be required to take the oath of office on his rap sheet, and not a Bible, which has been tradition since George Washington first took the oath. Reportedly, Mr. Trump said he is appealing the ruling because all of the crimes he's been accused of were actually committed by a guy called, quote, John Barron, unquote, and not him. We'll talk to Larry McTerry, our constitutional reporter, about this development in our 9 o'clock broadcast. Up next, Bible Beat reporter Ken Bobby Sox filed this report about a rather unusual investigation out in Alabama. Ken.
Anchor Cat, this is really quite an unusual story, you've got that right. I'm here in Schatz Flats, Alabama, which up until now was mostly known as the site where Confederate General Robert E. Lee met and fell in love with one of the many of his horses he'd come to have sexual relations with. But now he's known as one of the town council members who voted unanimously to investigate whether God should be punished for miscarriages under the state's ban on abortion procedures. I caught up with Councilman Philip Squibb, whose wife recently had the miscarriages which led to the investigation, about what this is all about.
Ken, here's the issue as I see it. By state law, every pregnancy must be carried to its full, natural conclusion. That means anybody, and I do mean anybody, who stands in the way of a pregnancy being carried to full term, who does anything really to interrupt that pregnancy coming to its natural conclusion, at the bare minimum, they should be investigated. And look, we call every miscarriage an act of God, okay? And even as a good Southern Christian cross-burning man, I know that there's just no way getting around opening up an investigation into whether God is murdering babies in the womb via miscarriages.
I was able to reach Larry Godshumway via Heaven's press office, and he spoke briefly to me over the phone about this investigation.
You know, it's interesting to me that they'd be more gung-ho to ban abortions than they'd be about banning the guns that are killing the kids more than anything else now. Seriously, guns are like the leading cause of death among the kids that are, not microscopic parasitic organisms, and these jackanapes are up in arms over abortions. Maybe I should send them a copy of the Bible with the parts that contain arcane recipes for performing abortions highlighted. Assuming, of course, these slack-jawed morons can even read.
God told me he has no plans to pay attention to how the investigation shakes out, and said he'd be too busy answering all the prayers to have Donald Trump choke on a McNugget before next year's election. From here in Schatz Flats, this is Ken Bobby Socks. Great report, Ken. Thanks so much. And we'll be right back.
Because the 18th and 19th century already happened, and no matter what I do, I can't stamp my feet, whine and cry, and make them happen all over again. I vote for Democrats.
Next on Money Squawk, we talk to the man who figured out how to take someone's farts and translate them into Donald Trump campaign speeches, and is now marketing his miracle device to tech companies around the globe. We'll catch up with Tommy Shitass, CEO of Shitass Enterprises, about where he sees the future of portable toilets. Join us at 6 Eastern.
Did the war on drugs help at all? We'll talk to some people who say yes. At 11.
Tonight on Skywatch, we take you to Jerusalem, where researchers think they've possibly found evidence of a nocturnal emission they're calling Jesus' first coming. We'll get into all the ins and outs of Jesus' pubescent wet dream, and you won't want to miss it. Last week, Representative George Santos was arrested and indicted on 13 felony counts stemming from allegations that he illegally used campaign funds. Despite the fact that Santos has indicated he has no intention of resigning his seat, which he just won last November, apparently Republican leadership isn't happy about the distraction his presence may cause, and have made a proposal to the freshman New York congressman. Congressional reporter Hal Hall has the story. Hal?
Today I spoke to both pretend Speaker McCarthy and actual Speaker Marjorie Taylor Greene, who I initially mistook for Ron Perlman as the Beast.
From the 1980s TV drama Beauty and the Beast, Hal?
That's right, Anchor Cat. What they both told me is that they've been told Mr. Santos is going to be a distraction and he needs to leave office. However, they said they'd be happy to endorse his friend Ms. Katara Ravache to take his place. Congressman Santos' office told us that he was too busy helping Representative Matt Gaetz by taking his girlfriend to a prom dress fitting appointment to get us a comment on this development. We'll update you as soon as we have more information to pass along. Back to you, Anchor Cat.
Thanks, Hal. Now let's take you to the coast where Johnny Buttdust has the surf report. Johnny, what's the surf look like today?
Oh, like a big wall of water that just grows tall and falls back down in the rest of the ocean. Back to you, Anchor Cat.
Nice surf report, Johnny. Thanks as always. We'll take one more commercial break and be right back.
Hi, I'm attorney Barry M. Larker. Are you one of the 15 or 16 men who was prescribed Turgidify, the so-called permanent boner pill to resolve your erectile dysfunction issues? Did it leave you with permanent side effects, such as uncontrollable chafing in the tip of your genitals and or losing your job as a school bus driver? If so, you may be entitled to special compensation. So please, call me at the law office of Barry M. Larker, because I never get tired of fighting for you for what you are owed because of your permanently damaged, always stiff wiener.
Mommy, Mommy, can we go on a ride now?
Mommy's pinching a loaf right now, son, but I can take you on a ride. Which one do you want to go on?
That one!
Are you sure? It sounds kind of scary.
I want to ride Mr. Chute's fascist wild ride, Daddy!
Okay, son. It's a Disney ride after all. How scary can it be? Let's go get in line.
Sorry, folks, the ride's closed. I'm out front here to tell you.
Oh, but I really wanted to ride Mr. Chute's fascist wild ride.
I know, son. Maybe next time.
I couldn't help but overhear you since you're standing right in front of me and talking so loudly. But you know, if you'd like to experience Mr. Chode's fascist wild ride, you can just rent a car and drive around Florida. It's literally the same thing.
Wow, thank you. Now that is Disney magic.
You're very welcome. When I fall asleep in my car tonight in the employee parking lot, your smile will almost fill my belly like the food I'd be able to afford if I was paid a living wage, sir. Have a magical rest of your day.
In our final story, we take you out to Cold Harbor, Idaho, where one man is trying to break a world record we bet you never even knew existed. We have reporter Cliff Barr out in Cold Harbor standing by. Cliff, take it away.
Thanks so much, Anchor Cat. Here in Cold Harbor, Idaho, they do two things with potatoes. Grow 'em and fuck 'em. And local man Harlan Pickleshaft says he's always wanted to break the world's record for peeling and fucking potatoes. Today, he made his historic attempt and set a new record for most potatoes peeled and fucked in an hour. We'd like to bring you video of Harlan's record-setting attempt, but our producers are afraid it looks too much like potato porn and not like news. I argue that having searched MAGA gangbang multiple times on Pornhub to know, I can confirm that potato porn looks nothing like what Mr. Pickleshaft did today. However, Anchor Cat, my wishes did not prevail and we cannot bring you that video. But if you want to check it out with me later tonight after everyone's left the studio, I've got it on my phone still, and I hear you've got a sack of Skywalker OG we could get into.
We'll talk later, Cliff.
That's going to wrap it up for this broadcast.
And for everyone here at KPBC News, I'm Anchor Cat. Don't miss the morning rush hour AccuBlammo mass shooting forecast with ballistics expert Coleman Saxby tomorrow in our 5 and 6 a.m. broadcasts. Good night, everyone. Did you take your boner pill and did it give you a permanent boner? Are you interested in getting that boner to go back down instead of, say, joining a $1 billion class action lawsuit? Take Deflated-All today and it will instantly suck all the blood out of your genital area, making everything shrivel up and look like a sun-dried tomato attached to a pair of prunes. Ask your doctor today if you should take Deflated-All instead of dealing with all those pesky forms and lawyers and stuff. Deflated-All may have permanent side effects such as nausea, uncontrollable farting, peeing demonic hell fluid, thinking Creed was a good band, and making your dong look like a deflated balloon animal. Once you start taking Deflated-All, you cannot ever stop taking it or you will die.
The Texan State Uterine Patrol is still looking for new recruits. So if you love protecting women folk from their bodily autonomy and have a passion for not knowing where a clitoris is found, then you may just be the cadet we're looking for to fill out our ranks. So pop into one of our recruitment centers today.
Hey, what's up, guys? This is the guy who doesn't know about cars talk about cars. And man, I cannot believe the car that I'm standing right here with right now, and I don't think you guys will either. It's really just one of the best cars I've ever seen. As you can see, crap, hold on. So it's like, as you can see, it's one of the 4 wheels. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it's got 4 wheels, and oh my God, guys! It comes standard with like one of those circle spinners that lets you. It's a circle spinner. It lets you choose the direction of the car. It's wow, just what a what a sweet ride.